Have you ever caught yourself checking your phone repeatedly after posting something online, eagerly waiting for those likes and comments to roll in? Or perhaps you felt that sinking feeling when someone doesn't immediately respond to your message, leaving you wondering if you've somehow offended them? What about that moment when you've accomplished something significant, yet it somehow feels empty unless others acknowledge it? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that affects almost all of us, though we rarely discuss it openly: our deep-seated need for external validation. This invisible force shapes our decisions, our relationships, and even our sense of self-worth in ways we might not fully recognize. For many of us, the approval of others has become a silent addiction, one that we've normalized to the point where we don't even see it as a problem. But this constant seeking of validation outside ourselves creates a fragile foundation for our happiness and self-worth. It places the power over how we feel about ourselves in the hands of people who may not always have our best interests at heart. Over the next few minutes, I want to explore with you why we become so dependent on external validation, how it manifests in our daily lives, and most importantly, practical strategies to break free from the cycle. I'll be sharing insights that have helped me and many others move toward a more sustainable source of self-worth, one that doesn't fluctuate with every opinion or reaction we receive. Let's start by understanding what external validation really is. At its core, external validation is the approval, recognition, or affirmation we receive from sources outside ourselves, whether that's from individual people, social media platforms, or society at large. It's the compliment on your outfit, the promotion at work, the likes on your post, or the admiration from your peers. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with receiving positive feedback from others. As social creatures, we're wired to care about our standing in the group. Throughout human history, being accepted by our tribe wasn't just nice, it was necessary for survival. So that flutter of pleasure you feel when someone approves of you, that's your ancient brain saying, "Good job, you're still part of the tribe." The problem begins when external validation becomes our primary source of self-worth, when we need others to tell us we're okay before we can believe it ourselves. This dependency creates a particular kind of vulnerability. It means our emotional well-being is perpetually at the mercy of others' opinions and reactions, which are entirely beyond our control. Think about the last time you shared an accomplishment and received little or no response. Did it somehow diminish the value of what you achieved? Or consider how you feel when you post something online that doesn't get the reaction you hoped for. Does it make you question yourself, even though nothing about you has actually changed? What makes external validation particularly insidious is that it's never enough. The dopamine hit we get from external praise is real but fleeting, leaving us constantly chasing the next fix. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how much validation we pour in, it inevitably drains away, leaving us empty and seeking more. So how do we begin to break free from the cycle? The first step is becoming aware of our validation-seeking behaviors. These patterns can be subtle and deeply ingrained, so it requires honest self-reflection. Pay attention to moments when your mood shifts based on others' responses to you. Notice when you're making choices primarily to impress others rather than to satisfy your own values or desires. Ask yourself, would I still make this choice if no one else would ever know about it? Am I sharing this achievement because I'm genuinely proud, or am I mainly looking for praise? These questions can reveal how much of your behavior is driven by the need for external validation. Now, one of the most powerful shifts you can make is to start developing internal validation, the ability to affirm your own worth and decisions. This isn't about becoming arrogant or dismissing all feedback. Rather, it's about establishing yourself as the primary authority on your own value and choices. Start by getting clear on your personal values, what truly matters to you, not what you've been told should matter. When you have a strong sense of your core values, external opinions hold less sway because you're measuring yourself against your own standards, not someone else's. Practice acknowledging your own efforts and achievements, even when no one else does. This might feel uncomfortable at first, almost artificial. We're so used to waiting for others to validate us that validating ourselves can feel strange or even wrong. But with practice, it becomes more natural. At this point, I want to take a moment to talk with those of you who've been following this channel for a while now. The conversations we have here are about going deeper than surface-level personal development. We're exploring the root causes of the patterns that hold us back. If you find value in these discussions and want to join our community of people committed to authentic growth, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. It helps support the channel and ensures you don't miss future explorations into these rarely discussed aspects of the human experience. Now, let's continue our journey away from external validation with another powerful strategy: developing healthy detachment from outcomes. Much of our validation-seeking behavior is tied to specific outcomes. We want the job, the relationship, the recognition, and we interpret not getting what we want as a reflection of our worth. Learning to separate your intrinsic value from outcomes is liberating. It means understanding that not getting the job doesn't mean you're worthless. It just means you weren't the right fit for that particular position. It means recognizing that someone's motivative reaction to you is more about their preferences, expectations, and perhaps their own insecurities than it is about your fundamental worth as a human being. Another crucial aspect of freeing yourself from external validation is cultivating self-trust. Many of us have been conditioned to doubt our own perceptions and judgments, constantly seeking confirmation from others before we feel confident in our decisions. Breaking this habit means learning to listen to and honor your own inner voice. Start small by making decisions without polling everyone you know. Notice when you're seeking reassurance and ask yourself what you actually think or feel about the situation. What would you decide if you fully trusted yourself? Then act on that insight and observe the results. Over time, this builds confidence in your ability to navigate life without constant external guidance. It's also important to surround yourself with people who value authenticity over performance. We all need community, but the quality of those connections matters deeply. Seek out relationships where you feel accepted for who you are, not just for what you achieve or how you present yourself. In these relationships, the validation you receive is for your authentic self rather than for the persona you project to gain approval. Developing mindfulness can also be transformative in breaking the external validation cycle. By learning to observe your thoughts and emotions without immediately reacting to them, you create space between the trigger, someone's opinion or lack of approval, and your response. This space allows you to choose how you want to interpret and respond to external feedback rather than being automatically swayed by it. One of the most challenging but rewarding practices is learning to sit with discomfort. Much of our validation-seeking behavior is an attempt to escape the discomfort of uncertainty, rejection, or disapproval. By gradually building your tolerance for these uncomfortable feelings, you reduce their power over your behavior. When you feel the urge to seek validation, try pausing and simply experiencing the uncomfortable emotions that arise. Notice where you feel them in your body. Name them. Remind yourself that these feelings, while unpleasant, aren't dangerous and don't require immediate action. Over time, you'll find that you can experience disapproval or uncertainty without being devastated by it. As we move toward conclusion, I want to emphasize that breaking free from external validation is not about becoming an island, impervious to others' opinions. It's about finding a healthy balance where feedback from others informs but doesn't define you. It's about developing discernment regarding whose opinions truly matter to you and why. Remember that this is a journey, not a destination. Even those who have made significant progress still experience moments of seeking external validation. The difference is in how quickly they recognize the pattern and how effectively they can return to their internal compass. So, what's one small step you can take today toward greater self-validation? Perhaps it's making a decision based solely on what feels right to you, sharing an achievement because you're genuinely proud of it rather than to receive praise, or simply acknowledging your own efforts at the end of each day. Freedom from external validation isn't about never receiving approval from others. It's about no longer needing that approval to feel worthy. It's about finding your worth within yourself and allowing that inner certainty to guide you, regardless of the opinions swirling around you. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to thank you for exploring this topic with me. If you found value in these insights, please consider giving this video a like and sharing your own experiences with external validation in the comments below. How has the pursuit of others' approval affected your life? What strategies have helped you move toward greater self-validation? Your perspective might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear. And if you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you join our community. Check the description below for ways you can support the channel and help us continue creating content that explores these deeper aspects of personal growth and self-awareness. Remember, your worth isn't determined by likes, followers, or even the approval of those closest to you. It exists independent of all external measures. Learning to recognize and honor that inherent worth is perhaps one of the most liberating journeys we can undertake. Until next time, keep moving toward authenticity. It's a path worth taking.